Hope you're having a beautiful day. And by the way, thank you for watching this video. It's really good. But in this video, I quickly want to go over, the different steps that I had to take to actually go from, generating 30K in revenue every month to, starting to make 10K per day. Okay. So it actually happened last month where, we hit our first 10K day. But I had to tweak a bit like the way that I'm actually positioning my business and the way that I'm actually going about acquiring customers, okay? And I think this will probably help you, give you a few insights on how you can implement it for your agency or online service business, okay? So, the number one component that I had to just like figure out is actually the traffic component, okay? So, the traditional way of growing your online service business, if you don't have such a large amount of money, is to do outbound prospecting, okay? But the issue with outbound prospecting is that it's linear, right? It's slow, it requires a lot of effort, it requires a lot of time because you have to test, you have to make sure that you're doing the right volume. So it's really, um, it takes a lot of effort, okay? So my process was, well, I need to figure out a way to actually get a lot more traffic, but without necessarily using paid ads, okay? So um, what I did is actually gain access to a large audience that you can serve with your offer. So I actually accessed an audience of people that I can serve, okay? So you should do the same thing. If you're currently selling to real estate agents or e-commerce store owners, then your focus should not be on trying to send 1,000 DMs, 1,000 emails. Of course, you should still have an infrastructure that takes care of your outreach and booking meetings, but actually figure out a way to actually access a really large network of people in your niche who you can actually serve. Okay. And then the next step that you should focus on is actually figure out a way to get their attention. Okay. And actually bring them back to your own network. Because what this does is that once you actually find someone else's audience, and you can actually get attention from that audience, you'll end up building up your own audience because people are curious. So if they see you engaging and they see you that you're becoming like someone they should pay attention to, they'll pay attention to you. Okay? So then that's how I personally ended up building my audience. I have over 3,000 people. I have like a group or with over 500 people. So you should do the same. Build up your audience because once you have thousands of people looking at you, people that can actually benefit from your services, then you've hit the lottery. You've got your own lottery ticket, right? And by the way, look at the guys making 100K per month, 100K per week. Do you really think they're doing what they're telling you to do, like send cold emails, send cold outreach, or use paid ads? They're not. Because what they have is they have audiences, right? So all they need to do is just come up with a new offer and showcase it, promote it for a few weeks, and then boom, that's how they go about getting 100K a month. So my process was like, well, it's because one thing that something that is really, really important if you're in business to understand is that you need to become someone who observes the facts, who observes the truth, and actually get look at the truth the way it is, face it, and then create your business around what's true, not what people are claiming you should be doing, because that's not it. We're marketers, okay? So marketers are not necessarily always telling you even the thing that actually works. They're just telling you the thing to make you buy, okay? So one thing that I took is I looked at the big people in this online marketing space, looked at what they're doing and just emulated it, okay? And I created a program going over how, these new processes can actually be implemented to scale agencies, okay? But that's it. So once you have an audience, you need to come up with a new insight, okay? Because just simply saying that you do Facebook ad, that you do email marketing, that you do just that, it will not actually get people to like be like, oh, whoa, what's this? Okay? And you need to figure out a way that makes people curious, okay? Once you've got people curious about your new insight, and the way to actually come up with new insights is to actually go to the top of like the to the top of your market, look at people making millions, okay? Look at what they're doing, and let's say if you're selling to e-commerce store owners, then look at what the biggest e-commerce store owners are doing. look at all the, let's say if you're selling paid ads, then look at all the paid ad strategies that they're using, okay? Take all that, bring it back into your offer, and then create an offer that delivers just that, okay? And then go back and sell it to the people who haven't bridged that gap, okay? And what you should do once you've came up with a new insight is use content to nurture and stay on top of mind of your new audience, okay? Content is so powerful that like it's just a lot of people, even the people that say don't build content, are telling you to not build content through content. So it's a really like it's a really stupid thing, right? Because if you're not staying on top of mind and actually getting attention from your audience every single day, well, you don't need to do it every single day, but you could make a story, you could do something just to stay on top of mind of people, but whoever gets the most attention is the one who ends up winning, by the way. Okay? So obscurity is the reason why people go out of business, okay? And I know a lot of agency owners who are like, you go on the internet, you literally can't even find them, right? So how do you expect to compete with someone who's in front of everyone on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn? How do you expect to compete with someone like that? It's impossible. So content is something that I really implemented a lot, like frequently, especially in the past few weeks. And this is a piece of content, so like it's happening, right? So, and then what this does is that it really warms up your prospect, okay, so much, right? But the good thing, opposite from, let's say, cold outreach or even paid ads, is that you're actually warming up more prospects than just one at a time, okay? So content is like it's like media. You only make it once and it can sell 1,000 people. You don't it only costs you, let's say this will probably cost me like 10 minutes to make or 15, but I only have to make it once. So it's actually really, really scalable and it warms up people so much and actually gets them to the next step. So it's something that really helped me a lot. And the last point of, getting to 10K per day is that I had to increase my prices. Okay. And the reason why I had to increase my prices, it's not the only reason, but like I got this insight from Nick Cosman in one of his videos where he talked about how to increase your pricing. And he talked about the fact that if you're starting out in business, you should not aim to target people who are broke. Okay? You should not aim to sell services that cost 1,000, 2 grand, maybe 500. Like, no. Because what that does is that you're competing with people who have money in the bank stacked, right? So you're competing with people who've already been in business. So if you're fighting for 500 bucks, like you can't compete because you would need to sign 10 clients to make 5 grand a month. But that's ridiculous. That's too much effort, right? So, and he gave this example of Facebook when they started out. When Facebook started out, they did not go and sell to the college in their neighborhood, right? They went to the top of the food chain, which is Harvard, right? They did not go and say, "Oh, we'll try to sell to this college." They did not go try to say they will go sell to this university. No, they're like, who has the most amount of money and who can we get the most contribution from by just signing one deal. Okay. I don't know how that deal worked out, but like they started at the top and then slowly came and sold to the people who are in the middle of the market and lower, right? So that's your strategy. It's like stop focusing too much on trying to sell $1,000 retainer, but think of, hey, if I wanted to sell a $10,000 retainer, what would I need to include in my mechanism, right? Because when you make a decision of I need to start selling like 10 grand retainers, well, you cannot sell $1,000 service for 10 grand. That's just being delusional, okay? So once you actually make a decision of like, I'll not settle for cheap services or cheap clients, then you actually are forced to take a step back and think of, okay, what new features can I implement? How can I contribute to my clients more revenue, more whatever transformation that you're claiming to make? And then you'll actually have to figure it out. And the great thing is once you make a commitment, you actually end up figuring out. That's how humans are, right? Like once you actually have to figure things out, you for sure will figure it out, right? And that's what happened with me. It's like I had to stop the appointment setting service because it's like I wasn't delivering enough like value. My contribution to my clients were just meetings, but like meetings don't just scale your agency. There's much more that is needed, right? So I had to take a step back and be like, okay, perfect. Let's come up with this new 50K a month program where I can actually add in more stuff that can actually sustain my claim, okay? And my pricing. So if I'm able to get someone to 50K per month, well, I'm not going to charge 1,000 bucks, right? So then it actually makes it easier because I don't need to sign 10 clients to make 10 grand. I can literally sign a few clients and then boom, 10 grand is done, right? So that's my number one recommendation. Like this is really something that is important. So right now, if you're struggling, at least struggle to get clients to pay you 10 grand, then struggle to get clients to pay you 1K. Because both those people, you'll have to put in the work to sign them. So instead of just limiting yourself and like your limiting beliefs, actually take a step back and be like, I want to sign 10K deals. And by the way, this is a recommendation that I would give you is like take 30 minutes out of your day, say, hey, if I wanted to sell a service for 5K, 10K, 20K per month, like, what offers should I need to come up with? Who should I need to sell to? What's their revenue? Like, how much would I need to actually add on top of their business for them to make it a no-brainer? Okay? And once you've done that, then you have an audience, you have content nurturing those prospects, you have a really good high ticket offer, and then making 10K per day just becomes like making it's like cooking rice. It's just water. It's like drinking water, right? So that's pretty much it. That's how I was able to go from 30K months to literally making 10K in a day. So yeah, traffic, audience, content, pricing. But there's just much more than that. But like I just wanted to keep this simple and actually go over the main components that really helped me. Okay. But the audience thing, guys, oh my God. Like, please, guys, like just face the truth. The people who are winning are people who own audiences. They just have thousands of people just wanting to buy from them. So something that I would push you and build a brand for yourself, right? Like what do you have to lose, right? It's time to stop hiding, put yourself in front of people, and I promise you that that will give you an ROI that you'll never even like you'll not understand how it works, okay? And that's it. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.